Welcome to the realm of intoxicating flavors and head-banging beer reviews.
Welcome to another episode of the Rare Beer Club. I'm your host, the Ginger Yeti. And if you're new to the program, the Rare Beer Club is a subscription club put out by the beerthemonthclub.com. I receive a box like this every month that contains 2 hand-selected beers. Costs about $60. I unbox them blindly. I unbox them looking at both beers, pick one to review basically blindly, and review the other one at a later date. So it always comes with this paperwork. And this box was from 2024. So apparently in 2024 they were having a inventory blowout sale. Kind of missed that a while ago. So we'll get the beers out of the box and look at them. Get the box out of the way. See what these 2 beers are. Why does this feel wet? That's really weird. It felt wet for a second. So the first beer I got here is Petrus. Oh, wow. Okay. So this is the Petrus Aged Pale. It's a sour pale ale aged 24 months in oak foeders, 7.3% alcohol, from Brouwerij De Brabandere. I don't know how to pronounce that, from West Flanders, Belgium. And the other beer is Sin and Remorse, Indrie Drew Whiskey Barrel Aged from Joppen BV from Haarlem, Netherlands. This is an Imperial Stout aged in, move it over here. This is an Imperial Stout aged in Indrie Drew Whiskey Barrels for 376 days. That's kind of odd that they specified 376 days. So it's just over a year, but not much over a year. It's 11.6% alcohol. And you look at both of these. I'm probably going to pick the Petrus because I'm not really in the mood for a giant barrel-aged stout right now. Chocolate and whiskey, 11%. Yeah. Let's go with the... They both have cork and crown, so both of them will probably explode all over the place anyways. 7.3% alcohol. Ale aged in oak foeders, 100% foeder beer, sour scale, 5 out of 5. Good, so it's another sour. Randomly picked another sour. I've done so many sour reviews lately. Apparently this is now just the sour channel. And even when I pull beers blindly, they end up being sour beers. Kind of crazy. So this is the beer I'm picking, by the way. If you're still stuck around this long, if you haven't turned off the channel, moved on to some other video yet. So on the back of the bottle here, it says, Petrus Aged Pale is 100% foeder beer, aged for 24 months in our oak foeders. For years, it has been the reference for sour beers. Moreover, ever since the start of the brewery, this beer has been used as a blending beer with other beers to give them fresh, slightly sour flavors and aromas. Brewed and bottled by Brouwerij De Brabandere in Belgium. Imported by Win It 2 Inc. Not much else on the bottle here. And the Rare Beer Club always comes with paperwork. One of the things they always suggest a glassware. Tulip, chalice, goblet, or white burgundy glass. What the hell's a white burgundy glass? So I always just bring my goblet type snifter beer glass because it's usually pretty close to what they're suggesting. And the Rare Beer Club always comes with this paperwork. So I'll read you a little bit about it, and then I'll post the paperwork online so you can read the whole thing if you want. Brouwerij De Brabandere, previously known as Bavikhove Brewery, began back in August 1894 when a farmer named Adolphe de Brabandere formally applied to build a brewery with the town council of Bavikhove. At the time, Adolphe couldn't possibly have known how much the brewery would shape the course of his family's history, but it was in the same year that his child Joseph de Brabandere made his own first batch of beer. When Joseph passed away in 1929, he in turn transferred leadership of the family brewery to his own son Albert. The brewery would continue to evolve throughout the 20th century. While originally the beer was sold only to individuals and cafes, in 1950 their sales became directed at beer merchants. An increased sales network made the Bavik and Bonval products available throughout West and East Flanders, as well as in Hanet. Albert's sons Ignance and Vincent both got involved with the brewery. When retailers threatened their business in the mid-70s, their brewery diversified its base to more restaurants and cafes, growing from 150 clients in 1975 to about 1,000 in 1994. While the brewery today touts a variety of brands, Petrus Aged Pale served to bring them early acclaim, as did its especially tart base beer and the one we're featuring this month, beloved by Michael Jackson, who came up with its name, Petrus Aged Pale. Other successful releases such as Petrus Triple and Petrus Special followed, with the brewery taking home numerous national and international awards. Today its lines include Petrus Tradition and Sours, Bavikhove Super Pills, and Wittekirke, among many others. 2014, as the brewery was celebrating its 120th birthday, they decided to formally change the name to Brouwerij De Brabandere to better reflect the history of the century-plus-old brewery. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm sure I'm probably butchering that name. De Brabandere is a proud member of Belgian family brewers. An impressive coalition of 20 family-owned Belgian breweries have been operating there for 50-plus consecutive years. The brewery has slowly grown into one of the most successful independent producers in Belgium. All right, so on to the beer. They do have a note about aging and pairing. Like I said, this box is from 2024, I believe. Did I remember that correctly? Or am I dummy? Yes, I got this in March 2024. So it's about a year old. It says aging and pairing notes that the Petrus Aged Pale is able to age at least 3 years in the cellar. So I'm within date on this, thankfully. So the Petrus Aged Pale, winner of the World Beer Awards World's Best Sour and Wild Ale in 2023, was crafted with patience and tradition in mind. It epitomizes the essence of Foeder beer undergoing a meticulous aging process of 24 months in French oak foeders. Renowned as the benchmark for sour and wild ales, it was christened Petrus Aged Pale by the esteemed beer aficionado Michael Jackson in the late 1990s, becoming a cornerstone offering in his beer club. He was the original founder of the Rare Beer Club and was the curator until his passing in 2007. Our founder, Chris Califf, acquired the Rare Beer Club in 2008, and we've been dedicated to telling the story of beer as Michael Jackson did ever since. Since the brewery's inception, this venerable brew has served as a vital blending component, infusing other beers with its vibrant, subtle, sour notes and aromatic nuances. Petrus Aged Pale pours a captivating, lightly hazed gold crowned by resilient, bright white foam that leaves intricate lacing as the glass tilts. Its appearance evokes a classic pale ale with a hint of burnished copper, suggesting the 24 months of Foeder aging. Vibrant and robustly built, pouring unleashes spicy pepper notes, earthy and lactic tones, and fruity and yeasty phenolics intertwined with herbal and floral hops. So let's go ahead and pop this open, see if I can not shoot my eye out with this cap and cork here. Hopefully I don't put a hole in the ceiling. And this is one of those like composite corks, not a real cork, if you understand. Some nice gun smoke. That smells like a Flanders for sure. That smells like a sour right there. Get this in the freshly rinsed glass here. That is a nice coppery color. Nice off-white head. So what were they saying here about the scents? Spicy, peppery notes? Not getting that. Earthy and lactic tones? Yes, definitely. Fruity. Don't get the herbal or floral hops. I am starting to get that little salivation I get from sniffing sours. The hop aromas then go further with pulpy citrus and crushed pine needle notes. What are they talking about? I'm just getting some of that sour smell, the like earthy, lactic kind of sour smell. There are lots of layers for our olfactory senses to enjoy. Sure there are. Farmhouse funk and woody undertones? No. Maybe a slight bit of farmhouse funk, but I don't get any woody undertones. So the first sip of Petrus Ale brought to our attention the herbal and floral notes we encountered in the aromas. Let's find out. Cheers, everybody. Pretty sour, that's for sure. Herbal and floral notes. Maybe some floral notes. Maybe some herbal and floral notes. Juicy tartness. Yeah, absolutely. Refined sour notes. I don't know about refined, but there's tons of sour notes in there. The pale malt backbone is sturdy. Maybe that's that little sweetness I'm getting. Because there's some malty sweetness in there. It provides a platform for the bitterness of the hops to come through and show off pulpy lemon flavors mid-palate. I do get some lemon. I wouldn't have thought that was coming from the hops, but I do get some lemon. There is no hop bitterness in this at all. There's a seamless integration of malty sweetness, hop grippiness, farmhouse earthiness, and Foeder-driven sourness that make this an exceptional beer. Malt sweetness, yes. The earthiness, a little bit. Sourness, absolutely. Hoppy, no way. I don't think there's any hops in this other than that lemony bit you pick up. Refreshing and expansive. The Petrus Aged Pale is medium body, yeah. Lively and effervescent mousse, not really. The bright and lingering finish is a testament to the artistry and quality of the brewery. All right. So this beer, it's tart, it's sour, goes down easy. You do get some of that, I guess you do get some of that woodiness. Some lemon in there, some earthiness. And it's surprisingly light. This is not a heavy beer at all. Goes down smooth. Excuse me, very flavorful. Not a whole lot of carbonation. At least you don't notice it. And it's weird because every time I take a drink, for some reason, I can hear the glass squeaking against my lips. And I've been using these glasses for a long time. I've never noticed that before. I don't know if that's something to do with a specific beer or what. But yeah, it just keeps doing that. I don't know why. However, the beer, phenomenal. This is delicious. This is two big horns up for me. So very well done, complex beer. It's light, it's fruity, it's sour, it's got lemony, got some earthiness, well-rounded. This is an amazing beer, a really cool beer to receive in the Rare Beer Club. Super surprised to open this up and pick this. And again, I've been reviewing a lot of sours lately because of the beers I bought on the Halftime Beverage and the beers I bought down in Florida at Total Wine. So it's a shocker to open up a box from the Rare Beer Club and have such a renowned sour be one of the beers in the box. Kind of serendipitous because it can just go along with all the sours I've been reviewing lately. But this is a fantastic beer. I would imagine this is pretty easy to find. If it is, I highly suggest buying it, picking it up, trying it. It's delicious. I'll make sure to put the Untapped and Beer Advocate ratings in the video. I've probably already put them in the video by this point. But if I haven't, I'll make sure to put them in there now. Hope you all enjoyed this episode of the Rare Beer Club. Is there anything you could think of that you would like to see me do differently? Should I do something differently? How else should I do this? Any suggestions are always welcome. Hope you made it to the end of this video. If you did, I really appreciate it. If you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. And as always, embrace the adventure.